calling all Tampa Lady Gangers, or really anyone who wants to fly into Tampa to see us live at the Tampa Improv on June 26th at 3 p.m. We're going to have a grand old time, and head over to theladygang.com to get your tickets now. See you there.
LadyGang is brought to you by Progressive, home of the Name Your Price tool. You say how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. It's easy to start a quote. Visit Progressive.com to get started. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse, Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Lady Gang. We are so excited to be here. I'm Kelty Knight, joined by the one and only elder emo Jack Vanek. Ooh. And we are very excited because Becca is on maternity leave, and after years of trying to track down this woman while she traveled around the globe, we finally got her. We are joined by our guest host, international supermodel and new business owner, Josephine Skriver. I feel like I said that wrong.
No.
Skriver? Right. Okay.
Oh, my God.
You know when you
and she's your friend, and you still...
Yeah, no, I knew what it was. I just am having quite a fucking meltdown. Okay, so Jo is here today. She's going to talk about her new wellness and fitness company, which is so fucking exciting. I know how hard she's worked. She's going to take us inside her world. But first, let's start with...
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
Okay, Jack, you're first.
Okay, so my good week, I recently started working out again. Jo, I am not a work-outer. I'm not big on exercise. I like a hike, and that's about it. So I've been going to the gym. I have a gym at my apartment complex. And while I was on the treadmill this morning, trying to, run a very slow mile, I look out, and I live on the marina in LA, and I saw a little school of dolphins just bouncing up and down right in front of me. And I've been trying to buy a house. The housing market is fucking terrible. There's nothing available. So it was a little moment of gratitude that I get to live in such an amazing place, and I get to literally see dolphins outside my window while I am dying on the treadmill. Oh, that is so cute.
That's like the universe's reward for you for your endorphins. It's like, I'm going to give you endorphins from working out, and I'm also going to give you visual endorphins.
It was so sweet, and I just love a dolphin. It made me feel so happy. So that was my good week. Okay. My bad week was I was recently at a cafe doing some work, and next to me were these two girls. They're like Gen Z aged gals. Mm-hmm. And they were having lunch together. And the whole time at lunch, this one girl had her boyfriend on FaceTime. Ugh. And she was only talking to the boyfriend and not even acknowledging the fact that she was with her friend. And this went on for probably an hour. And then at the end, the waitress brings out a birthday cake because it was the other girl's birthday. And this girl spent the entire time on the phone with her fucking boyfriend while she was there for her friend's birthday. Oh, you can get so triggered on other people's behalf.
Oh my God.
It hurt my soul. This poor, poor girl.
Well, we've talked about this a lot, and I'm sure with the amount of flights that you've been on in your life, do not be on public in a FaceTime. FaceTime is for you at home visiting with your grandparents. Do not fucking stand there and publicly FaceTime anyone. That's just the rudest sound. The sound is
if you're sitting anywhere and eating, or you're on a plane, or you're mm-hmm. No. You keep that here. You keep that private. Mm-hmm. You do not keep it.
That's
what
I'm saying.
AirPods only, and then also just, I don't know, maybe pay attention to your friend if it's her birthday.
Yeah, but
also to your friend. That triggered me more than almost a FaceTime.
That's another thing. This is why you can't have birthday brunches. You just can't. People don't want to celebrate your birthday with you unless they offer she probably invited her hey, we're going out for lunch with my birthday. And this girl was oh, this fucking birthday. And she wanted to be with the boyfriend. Anyway, that's a bad person. Okay.
Hurts my soul.
Okay. My good week is that I have been tagged. As you know, I'm lagging far behind Jack Vanek on TikTok. But a few weeks ago, my good week was something about my dad using the term popcorn fart.
Okay.
You remember this? It was
yes.
I couldn't speak, and my dad was like, "It's drier than a popcorn fart." And I told you guys, Jack, remember? And then I thought it was the funniest thing ever, and you guys, this is not funny at all.
Yeah, I don't even remember what is a popcorn fart? Do you want to refresh my memory?
No, he was just saying it's okay. I'm not getting into it, but anyway. So not allegedly. So there's a guy on TikTok who used this term like in a complete sentence to describe like some hay on his farm or something.
Oh my God.
And every person alive that listens to LadyGang has tagged me in this. And they're like, oh my God, you weren't making it up. This is an actual saying. So I feel redeemed in my popcorn fartness.
But he wasn't even talking about a fart. Yours was actually about a fart, wasn't it?
No, he was talking about like Cheerios cereal. It was a saying, like wetter than the river, drier than a popcorn fart, because it's dry. Okay, live your life.
I'm Googling it.
Okay. So my bad week is Chris is in New York right now, and he always works on planes, so he always has the Wi-Fi, and he's texting me, and he's like, oh my God, like, I was like, how's your day? What are you doing? Like, we're checking in or whatever. And he's like, oh my God, Kelty, there's a cat loose on the plane. Which just happened to me on a flight, a loose cat. And he's like, but the owner isn't here. So, like, allegedly from New York to LA, the entire flight, they were like, have you lost a cat? They, like, were walking up and down. Like, some nice person was, like, holding the cat during the flight. And they're like, who's missing the cat? They went, like, row by row. It was literally no one's cat. They never found the owner of the cat, guys.
How's that possible?
I don't know. Did the cat sneak out on a prior flight and then hide, and the person was like, maybe had children with them and didn't realize that the cat wasn't in the bag? Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking a little bit darker. I'm like, did somebody like put drugs in the cat? Is the cat a drug mule? Or like, is the cat being used for bad? And that's why it doesn't have an owner.
But then what happens to the cat?
Who's going to come pick it up?
It'll die. But then
what happens to the drugs?
But then somebody's going to get their cocaine somehow.
Oh my God, Jack, it's not that. I think I don't know, you have cats. What do you think happened?
I mean, I had a friend, I had them fly my cats from Nashville to LA, and he didn't say anything, but for 2 weeks later, he finally confessed that my cat got loose.
Oh no.
What?
So he's like a normal thing.
He's like, they meow and this. He's like, I'm just going to put my hand down there, pet them and calm them down.
Yeah.
My one cat is super, super curious and just like, this is fun, and just like jumped out and started like running up and down the hallway. So he was like, I couldn't tell you because I knew you were going to freak. And I was like, oh, good. He's alive. He's here.
Oh my God. Okay. So cats on planes is the new snakes on
But
planes.
at least there was an owner with that, you know?
That's true.
I also, Kelty, I did Google popcorn fart, and the definition from urbandictionary.com, which is, the end-all be-all of dictionaries.
Yeah.
It says it's the rapid firing of several small farts that, when done correctly, sounds quite similar to a small mouse running through the house on a motorcycle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's not about the dryness. It's more about the poppiness.
Yes.
It's the sound. And so that's it.
Wow. Jack, thank God for Jack in the Urban Dictionary. Okay, Joe, good week, bad week.
Okay, good week, bad week. For me, I finally got approval of my bridal dresses. My bridesmaids now have stuff to wear, which has been a massive panic of mine. So I got the email yesterday. It's approved. It's happening, and we can make it in time.
What do you mean it's approved?
Because, when you like do all the little things and sometimes you sweat the big things?
Yeah.
That was one of the big things I had just completely spaced out.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh, you can't just go pick that up, and
you need to order it like 6-7 months ahead.
Uh-huh. Are they all the same dress? Are they by the same designer? Like, what are you doing for your bridesmaids?
Yeah, so they're all by the same person in the same color, and then they all got to pick like a different style. So they're all wearing kind of what they feel comfortable wearing.
Good.
The girls.
That was the correct answer.
That was the correct answer. Bride points number 1. That was the correct answer. But okay, so you got it just now. Like, it's 3 weeks. Like, I don't know how
I don't have them physically, but I have a confirmation email. It's happened.
That they're coming. Are they rush ordering them?
Riding on the edge.
And then the biggest problem is that I didn't realize, but Americans are pretty tall, so the standard bridesmaid dress is not that long. And all my girls from back to home are like my height or taller.
Right.
So I'm 5'11", and then back home I have a girl who's 6'1", the other one 5'10",
right.
5'11".
It just became a mini skirt.
A midi.
And now they're all wearing flats, which is, by the way, also just probably nicer for
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. You know what? You're doing it. I am
walking on grass, so probably better that they're not like trying to like.
I think that's cute.
So.
That
and
is
also,
cute.
like, I got to be honest, I never put effort into what I wear to people's weddings because I'm like, it's not my day. Like, I don't really, like, care. And, like, I actually got an H&M dress to wear to one of my guy friends' weddings and then realized halfway through the ceremony it was completely see-through. Like, I just am like a bad, I know, what a dick. I'm just a bad, but
it's hard to see until the light hits right.
But I'm on like dress number 9 for your wedding.
Oh, no.
I had a rule that I wasn't shopping this year. I have ordered from 3 different stores. Yesterday I got 2. They're not going to work. And like, I just don't want to fucking disappoint the supermodels of the world. You
tried to steal one of mine.
Yeah, I was like, do you have anything? I have one. I'm going to show you it later. I know what I'm wearing to your Friday night, like, beach. I already, like, checked with Alex because Alex is, like, the bridezilla for them.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, can I wear
God.
this? He's like, this is great for Friday. And then I'm like, the wedding, I'm like, I want to be cute, and it's hot, but, like, I don't want to be too, and I want to dance, and, like, but then silk gets sweaty. Like, there's just so many things. This is very stressful for me. Okay. Bad week.
So I'm like a teenager in that sense that I just learned how to drive a few months ago.
Oh.
Which is great. And I've been actually super confident gotten on the highways, driving around. But the whole parking and backing up is a little bit tricky sometimes.
Like a parallel park or just a normal
I'm
park?
not bad at that. For some reason, it's just a little stressful. But here gets a trigger. I'm in my own driveway. Backing up in my Tesla into my fiance's Jeep. And that's parked. I have
hit it
all the way around. I fully hit it. Luckily,
it didn't give you the beep, 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 beep.
Yes, but when it says stop, there's like that little inch extra you actually have.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have that. So
I mean,
it wasn't like too bad, and nothing happened to the Jeep because the Jeep is just indestructible. But now I'm out of a car for a while because Teslas, when they break, the whole thing has to go back into their specific store.
Oh, no. Well, at least you hit his car and you didn't hit a random person. And then they said they got like whiplash or something from a little bumpy bump.
Car. This is embarrassing. Like, this is,
it is embarrassing for sure.
I was by myself. There was no one around to stress me.
Yeah.
And I have full sensors. Oh, I felt 16.
I know. But I guess my bigger question is, why did you never learn how to drive?
Well, I left Denmark when I was 18.
Yeah.
Before I was 18, and you can't get a license till you're 18 now.
Okay.
And then I lived in New York, and that just didn't seem like a place I needed. I mean, getting a parking spot is as expensive as a rental.
Yeah.
Apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And then Nashville, you didn't drive?
No. But then I got my license during COVID, but then it was like, oh, no, it's closed down. How's this?
No drive, nowhere to go. Yeah. Okay. All right. When we come back, we're going in her bag. We're talking weddings. We're talking beauty. We're talking squats.
I am so excited to talk to you about our new sponsor, Pair Eyewear. We all express ourselves differently. Lately, I've been expressing myself through my fashions, and that being my glasses. I wear blue light glasses pretty much every day. For those of you who like blue light or have prescription, I have the solution to change up your looks with your glasses as easy as pie. Pair Eyewear's base frame and magnetic top frame combination makes it easy to switch up your style. Base frames start at $60, including prescription lenses, and there are hundreds of top frames designed to match whatever base frame you choose. So you go on and choose your base frame. I love the Reese. It's classic round, but they have square, they have round, they have cat eye. Every frame comes with 6 different colorways, and then you pick your top frames and build a collection to match your personality. It is so cool. This is such an awesome company for children too, not just us. My niece has a pair of these glasses, and she gets to switch out the frames, sparkles, plain, whatever she's feeling. Kids are obsessed. So get glasses as unique as you are. One pair, infinite style, starting at just $60. Go to paireyewear.com/lady for 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off at Pair Eyewear, PAIReyewear.com/lady.
This episode of LadyGang is brought to you by Athena Club. You shave a little more often now that the weather's getting warm, and it's important to have a really good razor that won't irritate your skin. If you're like me, you get a lot of ingrowns. I got my Athena Club in the mail, and they also have this like cute little sticker thing that sticks to the tile in your bathroom, so your razor's not like sitting in the muck and getting like rusty. It just sits up there. It's so beautiful. They have thousands of 5-star reviews. It's designed with built-in skin guards and an innovative sensitive handle to help prevent razor burn. What's amazing is that the razor blade is actually surrounded by a water-activated serum with shea butter and hyaluronic acid, which is, as you know, a holy grail for skincare. So the razor kit is only $9. It comes with your choice of handle color, an extra blade head, and that magnetic hook that I was talking about. Get on to the Athena Club. Show your skin you care with the Athena Club razor kit. Sign up today. You'll get 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use our promo code LADY. That's Athena, ATHENACLUB.com with promo code LADY for 20% off.
Alert, alert. Mother's Day is coming up. Don't forget to get the mothers in your life a gift. And I have the perfect gift for you, Storyworth. They've been a sponsor for years. Kelty and I have both used them for each of our parents. It's such a good gift for your mother. So what Storyworth is, it's an online service that helps you and your loved ones connect through sharing stories and memories and preserves them in this beautiful keepsake book after a year of collecting them. So each week, Storyworth will email the person you buy this for, your mother, mother-in-law, whatever. They'll email them prompts to answer questions, stuff like, what's the best advice your mother ever gave you? Or if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently? Each day they answer these prompts, and after a year, they compile all these questions and stories, including photos, into this beautiful keepsake book. It's a wonderful way to cherish and keep your memories forever. So give all the moms in your life a meaningful gift you'll both cherish for years, Storyworth. Right now, for a limited time, you'll save $10 off your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/lady. That's STORYWORTH.com/lady to save $10 off your first purchase. Storyworth.com/lady.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
Okay, our guest today can't drive and can't get wedding dresses, but she is an international supermodel. She made her debut in the fall-winter 2011 time. I guess that's like what they call that, like the series, the year? The season, thank you.
There you go.
Opening for Ferretti, closing for Prada. That's a fucking debut. She also has walked in so many other fashion shows: Calvin Klein, Rag & Bone, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, Givenchy, Saint Laurent, Valentino, Alexander McQueen, Balenciaga, DKNY, and Christian Dior. Throughout her career, literally, it would take me the next 45 minutes to tell you all the brands that she has been the face of. So I'm like just skipping over that part. And it would also take me the rest of the show to tell you all the covers, but I picked a few: Marie Claire, Vanity Fair, V Magazine, Allure, W, Italian, German, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Australian, Brazilian, Spanish, and American Vogue, Danish, Italian, Brazilian, Swedish, French, Elle, and like 100 Harper's Bazaars. She was one of the fabulous Victoria's Secret angels, and we loved watching her on the runway every single year slay it at the show. In 2020, she was a Sports Illustrated Rookie of the Year. And then she was like, here's where it really switches. She was like, why am I using my beautiful self to sell all this stuff for other people when I could design and sell my own stuff? And that's when her brand Joja came to life. She started her own wellness, fitness, and fashion brand with her bestie Jasmine. Just launched their first collection, sold out in like 2 days. She's more beautiful on the inside. Please welcome, I already introduced you, Josie. Your career's been freaking crazy.
Yes.
Like that list of covers, holy fuck.
Sometimes when you like actually list it out loud, it's good to remind yourself.
It's kind of crazy. And the other thing is, like, in America, we only care about like what's happening in America. We don't understand like the international fashion scene.
Yeah.
And to be huge on the international fashion scene is like a big deal.
Oh, it's massive. I've been extremely, extremely fortunate. I'm model for 12 years. Wow, this is
But here's my question. Were you weird when you got discovered? Because I think as a supermodel, you make sense. You're so tall. You know what I mean? Your legs go up to your... But then, like, in high school, when the boys hadn't grown yet, like, was that weird?
I was actually just short girl in my class.
Really?
Is like a DNA over there thing?
So, no, I shot up really, really late. Like, I hit puberty around 16. But I got discovered around 15 because that's when I started growing. But I was probably, like, 5'8" when I got discovered, and now I'm 5'11".
No.
Wow.
I'm telling you, there was 2 years where somebody just took and stretched me out. Like, nothing could keep up with it. My pants, nothing, no clothes.
And
crazy.
what did you want to be when you were a kid, like when you grew up? When you were like a little kid, like what was the dream? Because, I mean, I guess some people want to be a model, but what was it for you?
Modeling was definitely not in my thought process at all. I actually thought I was going to be the first female prime minister of Denmark because I thought that was a job that somebody needed to do. But then somebody else beat me to it. But Yeah, that was the dream when I was very like opinionated and passionate for females and just like anything that I felt was a minority or anything that was not fair. I wanted to fight for all this, but very black and white. I've grown
I love it.
Understanding it.
Well, you have a crazy family story that I think people know it, but like I really was like, I got to have Joe on to talk about this because it's like, explain your whole family tree background.
Well, so both of my parents are gay. So they had me in the sense of like my mom is 26 and she's like, all she wants to do is be a mom, but she like likes girls. So she's like, it's not as simple as that. But this was a time where she wasn't allowed to adopt or get help by doctors because when you are gay, that back then, before in 93, where I was born, it was still not legal to help out. Mm-hmm. So they weren't even allowed, like doctors couldn't do IVF
or anything.
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That doesn't happen until like 97.
Okay.
In Denmark.
Yeah.
And then, so my mom puts it in an ad in like this a gay magazine for sport and like, hey, I want to do this. Anyone kind of want to do this with me? And my dad responds. So like my life actually started in a magazine.
That's cool.
Whoa.
But I was like really impressed because like I was made first try and it was just like, it was so meant to be in that sense.
Aww.
And then you have a brother.
I have a younger brother, yeah.
And it's the same parents.
Same parents. And actually same system. They just took them, I think he was like 9 or 10 tries.
And then growing up, like did you go between the houses or like, because they both wanted to be parents.
Yes.
And they were in other
my
couples?
Parents are my mom at the time was single. My dad was just about to marry her husband. His husband. Wow. So at that time, my mom, and my dad, they're both very like square people in the sense of like everything is planned out. So they fully almost like sat down, wrote a contract. Okay, these are the weekends, these are the summers, Christmas we do this. So yes, in a sense, I lived that divorce lifestyle.
Yeah.
But there was never any fighting, any weirdness because it was so like done. Like I came in and it was such an easy, perfect like. So yeah, and in Copenhagen, everything is so close. So I would be like 20 minutes on a bike from my dad.
That's so cool.
Isn't that the coolest story?
I love that so much.
It's
so then,
cool. Did you?
And you're still really close with your dad?
Yeah, my dad is now divorced though. He divorced like when I was around 9 or 10.
Okay.
Wow. I think it was, and then we still have Christmas with my bonus dad and still celebrate birthdays.
How did you do that when you're growing up? You're like mom, bonus mom.
Yeah, so we didn't like the concept of step parents because it felt like evil from Disney.
Yeah.
We came up with the word bonus mom and bonus dad.
I love that.
That's so cute.
And then the problem is both of my bonus parents, then they're no longer with my parents. So their new partners are my stepmoms.
Right.
Got it.
Because my bonus mom got married to my stepmom.
Okay, so if any bitches out there want to complain about their guest list for their wedding, just try to be Joe. So how did you navigate that?
Well, I'm lucky in the sense that everybody's kind of sort of
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
is everyone coming?
So my mom, my bonus mom, my mom's new girlfriend, my dad, his new boyfriend, and my bonus dad is coming. Yes.
Wow.
That's so
big ass family.
That's so
Which is crazy. It's like this whole like explaining. It was funny to try and explain my wedding planner. You know what they mean to you. And
like bonus mom.
The extra levels of a lot of. But I don't really have I have one. I was never really close to my grandparents, so in that sense, that's not on the list.
Okay, now I want to ask about the catwalk stuff. All right, so tell me, okay, so it's your debut season and you go out and then like the next 2 years, you're just like every catwalk. Like it looks so glamorous, so amazing. And then now with social media, I see the behind the scenes photos and I'm like, they're just like literally scraping your face and like throwing bangs on you. Like, what is it really like to be backstage at one of those like elite shows?
I mean, first of all, I had never walked in heels when I got discovered. So I spent a full summer walking in heels every day, everywhere I could.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
a cleaning job and I was like vacuuming around in heels trying to just like get balance. And I walked like a duckling. So it was super terrifying in the beginning, especially because what they do on catwalks, like the shoes are not fully made. They do these sample testing. So you get these heels sometimes that aren't functional, so they always ask you to tiptoe because if you lean on the heel, it might break or crack or snap.
What? Why wouldn't they just give you a normal shoe?
It's not. They can't find the time. I don't know. I'm like in the other side of business, and I see how long it takes to get samples. So now I'm a little bit more understanding.
Yeah.
But no, like I had no idea. They would have us come in at night and try and walk in circles. You always want to walk in a circle to see if the heel will snap. Good trick. But yeah, no, it really was hectic. I mean, I was also one of the girls who did the most shows. I was super lucky to do that, but that also meant you start in New York 2 weeks prior. You do all the castings. You meet all the designers. You're running around 21 castings a day to get your name and face out there. And then it's like shows back to back. And after the shows, you have to go to another fitting. You have to go to another casting. So on average, I would sleep like 2-3 hours for 6 weeks. Because from New York, you would fly to London, to fly to Milan, to fly to Paris. And it got to a point where like I couldn't make it fast enough from show to show because you normally sit in a car, but the traffic would be so bad that they put me on a scooter to make it like fast enough. And then you literally, you'd be slammed down a chair and like 2 people like trying to do your hair, 4 people doing your hands and feet, and then makeup. And it's like, and go. There's literally shows I don't remember walking. Because it's just like another white background.
Just a whirlwind, yeah.
Cool. And there was one time my scooter driver had to like stop and be like, she can't do this because I fell asleep on the back of it and he had to catch me. And I was like, okay, we're this close to like not functioning. But it was also so thrilling because it was such a like, crazy trip and it was such a like different world. And there was something exciting about being like torn apart.
Right.
But I think it was a good time that it happened when I was like younger.
Yeah, I'm like, that is something that you can only do when you're young. Like thinking of doing that, like, and you're like, how old are you?
I'm 28 now.
Okay. Even in your late 20s is probably like, absolutely not. That's too chaotic.
Well, it's crazy. And like when I met Joe, I actually changed to like my whole mentality. No, I didn't change my whole mentality. I wasn't an asshole, but like, you know, when you see, I definitely was an asshole. No, but like I think when you see the most beautiful women on the planet, like I grew up in the 90s, so it was like this supermodel era. And then like you assume that it's easy. You know what I mean? Like there's like something about it that you're like, oh, it must be so easy in life to wake up and be that beautiful and have your job just be standing, walking, posing, and like being fabulous. Like to me that, you know, and then when I met you, it was the first person that I knew that like really, like I got to see the other side of it. And I was like, it's brutal the way Entertainment Tonight was brutal for me, Jack. Like it's like nonstop, early mornings, late nights. And you have to be on, you have to be nice, and you're flying around the world and time zones and like then balancing the rest of your life. But you don't get to be puffy. You don't get to eat pizza when you get to your hotel room. Like your work ethic, I think is like one of the baddest bitch work ethics I've ever known in my life.
I mean, for me, it was, if I had to do it, I'm a very much of 100% kind of person. So if I had to do it, I had to go all in. And that was just like my number one priority. Like I prioritized it over even my relationship with Alex. I prioritized it above my family. Like no birthday was important enough. No, like wedding at that time, I didn't really get invited to because we were not old enough. But there really wasn't anything that was important enough, because if I was going to do this and I was going to say yes to a schedule like this, I couldn't half-ass it, because then you're just torturing yourself. But so yeah, for 10 years, it was like that schedule. And I think COVID was one of the, like, if I can say, but it was one of the healthiest things that happened to me.
I think a lot of people can probably agree with that, especially people with crazy schedules and like nonstop work. I think COVID was the only opportunity for a lot of people to kind of sit and breathe and experience life without that being the driving force. So I'm sure, especially for you, it's just like, oh, like taking a breath is so nice. And you never got to do that for a decade.
It's so nice not sleeping on a plane every night.
Yeah.
Well, then I watched your rise to angeldom, and I'm going to say this. I fucking love the VS Angels. Like I miss them already. Like it was not Christmas without that show. And I miss it so much. I get that there's like problematic things in there, but like I love a showgirl. I love glamour. I felt like it was like Vegas showgirls on crack. Like I was all about it. I love the fantasy of it. I love the art of the costumes. Like I love that whole thing. But like it must have been so much pressure
to like get on that show and know that like 1 billion people were going to watch it. And you're just walking by yourself and they're there just to see you. There's no Anna Wintour in the front row to look at. Like, was that like mind boggling?
Yeah. I mean, my very first show, I remember I was like shaking the whole time, and I barely it was so hard to shake the fashion girl too, because I was so used to like, you walk in, you put this military like vibe on, and you're just like, you kind of zone out. You think we're here, it's like they want to see you. You have to like be a performer. It's like smiling, laughing, this, and you're just like. And luckily they film it twice, so we get to do the show twice every time. Because the first time I walked out in that catwalk, it was like I walked out and walked back in, and he was like, "You okay?" I'm like, because this show mentality just like kicked in from all the fashion show, and then the next round I was like, "Okay," and I sat down with some of the other girls at that point because I was so green. And they like shook me loose, and I finally was like, okay, let's have some fun. Here's a glass of champagne. And like
give a little chuckle while you're up there.
Exactly.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Joe of Joja about Joja. Ooh, something new brought to you by the LadyGang. CBDX.com is our friend. So there's this new Delta 8 THC. It's sweeping the hemp and health wellness market. So CBDX.com sells Delta 8 products which feel just like cannabis. It's totally legal per 2018. There's vape products. There's the actual flower like the bud. There's gummies. There's even concentrates. They ship to 39 states, and we have a 20% off code for you. Hey, just use our code LADY. Ships within 24 hours, and you can use our code for not only 20% off, but you're going to get a free gram of dry bud with your order. You want some free Delta 8? I've got you. It's just 4 letters, CBDX.com. The promo code is LADY. So head on over to CBDX.com, see what they've got, and make sure you don't drive or operate machinery while using their products. Please be responsible. 20% off and some bud for free.
So my schedule has been getting a little bit more crowded with this baby in my life. It's worth it, but guess what? I don't have as much time as I used to. And at the end of what can feel like an endless day, the last thing I want to do is cook dinner. That's why my freezer is stocked with Daily Harvest. I don't have to do takeout. I don't have to, eat snacks in my pantry and try to come up with a meal. It's Daily Harvest. They deliver delicious harvest bowls, soups, flatbreads, snacks, smoothies, lattes, and more built on organic fruits and vegetables. They have options that are so delicious for any time of day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and dessert. Everything is always on hand in your freezer, ready to enjoy when you want it. I am addicted to these flatbreads. They are so good for lunch or dinner. I don't ever have to question if what I'm eating is good for me because they do all the work for me. Avoid the takeout temptation and get Daily Harvest. Go to dailyharvest.com/lady to get up to $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/lady for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/lady.
LadyGang is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Hey, LadyGang listeners, whether you love true crime or comedies, celebrity interviews, news, or even motivational speakers like myself, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue, right? Well, guess what? Now you can call the shots on your auto insurance, too. The Name Your Price tool from Progressive is a game changer. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. Now, that's something you'll want to press play on. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to choose the best option for you fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 27 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're listening to the LadyGang.
So models, obviously, there's like a date where they're like, you're out.
100%.
You're freaking out. And so every model, you got to have your plan. And what made you think about Joja, and what exactly, tell us everything, what it is.
I mean, this might sound a little dark, but my mom very much raised me to always look towards the end of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so when modeling happened, I barely made it through my first season before she was like, this is going to end. This is going to stop. And sure enough, 3 seasons later, the girl that was always with me is starting to do less shows. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be me one day. And then that starts happening. But your priorities is also different. And she was really good at helping me pivot in the sense of okay, when that changes, is it because you don't fit with the clients? Is it something you want to try and work into? or at this point, because like I started when I was like 16, 17, you grow up, you start developing boobs and a butt, and like you just become more womanly. And instead of like trying to constantly fit back into that teenage body, we pivoted and instead of like, but okay, fair enough. Those clients want that. You're not that anymore. But what clients, like, who do you want to be and what clients want that from you? So we made like a full list of like what clients now like a butt and like a boob. And that's where Victoria's Secret and the more commercials and the Maybellines came in because they want it more real. They did not need for this high fashion. I've always had an extremely like, feminine look. I didn't have this androgynous where you couldn't tell if it was a boy or girl, which was very trendy a few years into my modeling. So again, I think instead of always, it's so exhausting, always trying to change yourself to fit what's trendy and what's going on, you're gonna lose your career. You're gonna like be, and instead pivoted to be like, but what is my brand? And she was very quickly to remind me like, what's your brand? What are you good at? And what is your quality? Like find the clients that fit that instead of you trying to fit the clients.
And then you're like, I just want to be my own fucking client.
Exactly.
And so then, were you guys already working out together, you and Jasmine? And then it just kind of came together naturally. Sorry, Callie really wants to be in this interview. Sorry about that.
No, and that's what the whole point was like, okay, modeling was happening but you get to a point.
Sorry, everyone.
Modeling was full go, but you get to a point where you realize the power you have of selling things. And you want to like, I can do this for myself. Like, and me and Jasmine actually started this Joja Fitness Instagram in 2016.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. Because we just wanted to share a workout and we wanted to share that, hey, as models, we don't just work out like, and it's just like, it's easy for us. We work out this hard and we wanted to show the world. And again, bring that myth down that, hey, there's actually a whole process to looking like we do and like the intensity we do before the Victoria's Secret show and like the whole lead up. It's like we basically are athletes in that sense. And we wanted to share that journey, and being each other's motivation really inspired other girls, and they like adapted to that. Because I think there was a time where it was intimidating to go to the gym. Lifting seemed like something we shouldn't be doing. And we really just went full, like that's what we're doing. That's what's really working for us. And it just inspired so many people. And then in 2018, our community had grown so much. They were like, we need merch. What are you wearing? And we're like, huh? So they actually kind of almost inspired us to be like, oh, we might have something here. We actually might have a brand. And we started like reaching out because at this point we're too busy to really do a brand. So we're like almost pen to paper in 2019, signing off, like basically slapping our name, Joja, onto like another celebrity brand. And COVID hits and we're like, oh, wait. This is not what we want to do. We want to have full control. We were losing control so fast with the design and the whole process. And like, then it just feels like another brand we're working for. So 2020 hits and COVID and the whole world stops. And we just spent every day, like basically on a FaceTime and Zoom and talking and what we want to do. We took every advice we could, took all the meetings and just like really figured out what we wanted to do. And then when 21 hit, we were just ready to talk to factories. We had seen how much money we could pull from our bank accounts because we're completely self-funded. We are from the ground up. We've learned to wear all the hats. We now finally hired our first assistant who is making my life just a little bit easier. Okay. Because it was getting like out
It's like
of
very much a LadyGang story where you're like, I'm just going to fund this and then hope it goes. And like when you hire someone, you're like, oh my God, this is so crazy. You know?
So yeah, we did that.
Oh, I was going to ask what was the most surprising thing about starting your own brand? And was there something that like you expected something to go one way and it went the other way? Because I know when I started my brand when I was younger, it's like the biggest mind fuck, and you think it's going to be super, super easy. And then you just get hit all of the time with so many different obstacles.
I mean, it's humbled me as a model big time. I now no longer can get mad at clients for like moving my shoot. The samples are not right. This is not happening. The amount of... I think you get surprised, and this is a stupid thing to be surprised about, but that everybody doesn't care as much as you care. That the factory sends you a sample, and you're like, "What do you mean? Why does it look like that?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. It's just..." And nobody learning early on, and nobody's going to put the same amount of passion or work ethic into your job or into your brand as you will. And it's almost like somebody's telling you, your baby's ugly. Like, it's almost like, why wouldn't you care as much as I do? And why wouldn't you love it as much? I think was the biggest like eye opener that this was like a rough, like slap in the face, but yeah.
But that's good because then you can just move forward having that mindset and not taking things personally and not getting like so upset over like little details that everybody just overlooks anyways.
Exactly. All right. So Joja.com, Joja on Instagram, they sold out of the first collection, but they are currently restocking. I went to the launch event and like felt this legging, and it was the butter.
So soft.
Oh my God, it's so soft. It's like someone who spends like 6 hours at the gym a day, like really understands what you need in a fucking legging. And I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Now I've asked something very special because we all want to be Josephine's face. And so she brought her bag.
Yes.
Okay, what's in your bag? I want to know, like, so you got up this morning, you're like, I did icing, I did microcurrent. Like, what's that about? And then, like, what are the go-to, like, you know how you always see in the magazines, they're like, off-duty model. Like, what is in the off-duty model bag?
Also, sorry, your bag is literally my dream bag. She has a Chanel little mini backpack with gold detailing, and I am obsessed.
Leave it up here so we can see it. Okay.
I was super lucky because I found this like in a vintage store in the back of like somewhere in Japan, and for like barely any money, and now I'm like, ooh.
Oh my God,
you're like, okay, if I need something for Joja, I will just sell this. Yeah. Your investment. Okay, open the bag. All right. So what's in their off-duty model?
Because
we're not judging.
Celebrating later.
Shot glass?
Both bringing a shot glass with the Joja logo on it. Because we were able to restock very soon. So we're going to have a little.
I love it.
What's your lip balm?
Face mist.
The Pink Drink Firming Resurfacing Essence from Sunday Riley.
Ooh.
It's honestly so nice. And it also protects about all the bad shit that's in the air and just refreshes your makeup.
Oh, that's nice. I'm just trying everything. So you're not here.
Powder because you get sweaty.
Maybelline. Yep. If you go into the drugstore right now, you just see Josephine's face trying to sell you this powder. This is one she's matte and poreless, normal to fit me. Okay, brush.
Just because I'm so white lately, I need a little bit of blush from...
She's using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Cheek to Chic.
Ooh, yes.
And then I'm obsessed with Rare Beauty's new cream blush. She did such a good job, and the packaging is so cute.
This is Selena Gomez's thing. Rare Beauty, it's nearly neutral cream blush.
Love it. Ooh, that looks so nice. I
love
that color.
Is like a must. I have a full meltdown when I don't have my MAC palette with me.
Okay, this is the Matte Medium Studio Fix Conceal and Correct palette.
That will literally, it's like the pink part is underneath your eyes. It like, depending on how tan or not tan you are, you can like, it's a great like kind of foundation if you just.
Ooh.
Okay, one more and then we're letting you out of your bag. Do you have anything else? Okay. She's got, you know what? You told me to get this. This is the Total Temptation Maybelline eyebrow pencil. It's what I use right now. It's super affordable. It's like $6.
Oh.
And then she has Sky High Maybelline mascara. And then Ariel, this is your lip balm.
Yes.
This is Ariel.
She's
been on the podcast.
Ariel's new like whole lip line is super cute because it's just lip stains. So it's like effortlessly look like it's just your lips.
They're so good too. It's Rel Beauty.
Rel Beauty, yeah. Okay, so from the Supermodel, we'll link all this stuff. But this is what is in a Supermodel's bag. Oh, and she's like, the sunscreen. Okay, the sunscreen.
I'm just such an advocate for sunscreen. You want to wear sunscreen every day, all day.
Joe, I'm so happy you finally came, and I want to finally admit this to everyone in the LadyGang world, and I think Jack already knows this, but I use your name as my Starbucks name. People, when they're like, what's the order for? And I'm like, Joe, because I hate when they say Kelsey. So I'm Joe, you're Joe. Josephine Skriver on Instagram. She's got like 9 million followers. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you made this happen. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening. The LadyGang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to LadyGang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The LadyGang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
Stream the biggest movies and TV shows for free on Pluto TV. Watch movies like Titanic and G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, plus TV shows like CSI and Star Trek: The Next Generation. Starting this month, check out the 24/7 Stargate channel exclusively on Pluto TV. Plus hundreds of channels and thousands of movies and TV shows absolutely free. Download the free Pluto TV app on your favorite streaming device and start watching today.